welcome to this month's edition of Tips and Tricks for HoneyBook Insider. Today I wanted to walk you through a automation about contract being signed and how that runs, especially if you send the same contract to the same client, like if you had a renewal or if they come back to you later. And so something that's a big confusion here is if you say that you are looking after you send a proposal, this is particularly for return clients or for renewals, even if they signed it years ago and they're coming back to you and you use the same file, this would pertain. This would also be the same use case for if you're looking for a session to be booked. And so here we're saying the mock-up scenario I have here is if you send a proposal, right, the project stage automatically changes to proposal sent. So that's my trigger point. Once I've sent a proposal, I am looking for them to sign a contract within a week. If they do not sign, then I want to remind them to sign. If they do sign, then please move the pipeline stage. Okay, now, if on the right-hand side, I have this being general contract, right? That's my template. If you use that again and again and again, and they come back to you, it will know that you have previously asked them to sign this before and that they have signed previously, which means it will automatically move down the yes pipeline because a year ago they signed that very same contract. Similarly, if you're saying that before the project date, let's just say that you have 2 months before the project date or before the event date, you are looking for them to schedule a session with you. Now, if you have extremely generic sessions in which it is just a paid consultation call and that is the name every time, or maybe for you it's the same 60-minute call, if they have scheduled this previously, it is automatically going to go down the yes pipeline because it knows that they did schedule previously. So be really, really, really clear about that. The last thing to know here is this is also useful if you're saying after you send a proposal, let's just go back to my original scenario here. After I have sent a proposal, maybe again, this will be the second time I've worked with this client, maybe the third or fourth. And then I want to wait 17 months because I want to see how they're doing. So if I say I want to wait, 17 months for an 18-month contract, I'm waiting 17 months. And then I'm going to see if they signed, but only if they signed the contract, do I follow up with them about what happens on month 18. Okay, I know this is an extreme scenario, but I just wanted to give you like an example of how you would use that. So if you do that, just remember, if this is their second time signing that contract and it's the same contract, it will automatically know that this is the case. Okay, so the scenario that I see a lot here is clients will want to send something 18 months after, right? So I know it's not a perfect scenario, it's made up, it's all that stuff. But what I do want you to see here is that it will know that it previously signed before. So your best bet is to change the title and send a second contract or a second session. That's going to be your workaround here. So let's just say if you do that, you're going to go to files and all files if you have the new version. If you do not, it would just say templates and then files. Okay. Then from here, instead of it saying contract, right, we would then just change that. I'm going to duplicate the file. On the smart file, it's going to say copy of general contract. And what I want to do is just edit this quickly to say something different. So maybe I'm going to say contract instead of general contract. That would fit the bill, but you just want to know that it's the renewal contract somehow, right? So if you're just wanting to send an email to those who have signed, remember this is my demo account, so these scenarios are pretty wild that I'm giving you. But now you just want to give everyone who, when you do that automation, it's going to be for that renewal contract and not for the general contract. Does that make sense? So now we're going to do renewal contract, and then that will give you enough of a difference, and it will not sense and hunt for that to be, let's just say 17 months here. It will not be confused with the first contract that they signed. Same thing for session types. I think that is generally the culprit, is we typically would have an automation following up them if they didn't schedule a session with us. And so you just want to make sure that if you're using the same automation, like the same session, typically what I see is that we have like a 60-minute call, and it's very generic. There's no delineation here. Well, the automation is also going to be confused as well, because in that scenario, if I'm saying after they paid, let's just say after they paid, right? So if the trigger point is after they paid, okay, then you want to see if they scheduled a session within 1 week. And if they did not, then do X. And if they did, do Y. So if you're looking for this session to be scheduled, but they have previously already scheduled this 60-minute call with you, then it will always go down the yes path, and it will never send it, even though you're looking for it for the second time. So that's the tip, is that it will look in the past of what has happened in that account. Hope that helps.